Hey. So, this is kind of heavy, but it feels like the elephant in the room, and I think I just need to say it. We've been seeing each other for a few months now, and you've just been so patient with me. You have. But, I see the way you look at me sometimes. Like you're waiting for something. Like you're wondering when I'm going to be able to actually open my heart. Be yours. And I want to. God, I want to. You have to know that. It's just, the last year of my life before meeting you, my last relationship, and how it affected my whole life. This past year, I didn't feel like I was living. I felt like I was surviving. Like I was out in the wilderness somewhere in the dead of winter. And I didn't have shelter. I didn't have warmth. I didn't have anything. Just cold. And this constant suffocating fear. I was in fight or flight for so long that I forgot what it felt like to just exist normally. To breathe without constantly bracing for something. To fall asleep without wondering what scary thing might happen tomorrow. Everything was just about making it through the next hour, the next minute. Just surviving until I could figure out how to get somewhere safe. Almost a full year of just survival mode. And then, seemingly out of the blue, almost as if I manifested you, you appear. Do you know what it felt like finding you? It was like, okay, picture this. You've been lost in the woods in winter for so long that you've stopped believing you can find a way out. Your hands are numb. You can't feel your face anymore. You're so tired that lying down in the snow starts to sound like a reasonable idea. And you're scared. This deep, primal kind of scared that lives in your chest and never lets you rest. Actual chest pain. And then, through the trees, you see smoke. And you follow it. You don't even let yourself hope. You just follow it. And then there's this cabin. This small, warm, golden lit cabin in the middle of all of that gray and cold. Nothing. And the door opens. And there's someone there. Someone kind. Someone who takes one look at you freezing, shaking, barely holding it together. And they don't ask questions. They don't make you explain yourself. They just step aside and they say, "Come in. You're safe now." That's what you did for me. That's what you are for me. You invited me in. You wrapped a blanket around my shoulders. You let me sit by your fire and just thaw. You didn't rush me. You didn't demand anything. You just let me be there. Let me cry when I needed to. So many times. You let me be silent when I couldn't speak. And you made me soup. Stew. You made me feel like a person again. Worth taking care of. Oh my gosh. Is that a peppermint hot cocoa? Thank you. Wow. I used to drink this as a kid, you know? Oh, it's really good. Yeah, my dad would light the fireplace in the winter, and we would all sit around it. Me and my mom and my sisters. With these big mugs of peppermint hot chocolate. And I remember this feeling of just certainty. This bone deep knowing that everything was gonna be okay. That's really good. Thanks. I want to apologize to you for not being able to give you everything yet. For still having these walls up. For flinching sometimes when I shouldn't. Pulling back when you get too close. It's not you. Please know that. It's never been you. It's just my body learned things this past year. My heart learned things. And apparently you can't unlearn them just because you want to. There's this part of me, my subconscious, my survival instincts, whatever you want to call it, that's still standing guard, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Still convinced that if I let someone in all the way, I'll end up right back in that snowstorm, alone and freezing and terrified. I hate it. I hate that I can't just choose to trust you. Choose to love you the way you deserve to be loved. But it's like my heart is encased in this giant ice cube, and I can't chip through it. no matter how hard I try. But you know what I realized? All those times I cried to you about my really scary year, and I know there have been a lot of them. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for holding space for that. For not making me feel like a burden. But all those times, I realized that when I've cried to you, I think that's me thawing out. The tears are they're like the ice around my heart, melting. Every time you hold me while I fall apart, every time you don't run, every time you just stay. A little more of that ice around my heart melts. A little more warmth gets through. And I think maybe if enough of it melts one day, maybe I'll be able to feel things the way I used to. And one day, maybe my heart won't be trapped in there anymore. Maybe one day I will actually feel safe enough to love someone again. Really love them without the fear. It doesn't feel like it'll be anytime soon, though. It still feels almost impossible. But I want it. And I just want you to know that I'm trying. I don't expect you to wait around for that, though. I really, really don't. Because I honestly don't know how long it's going to take. It might be a while. It might be a long while. And you didn't sign up to be someone's rehab center. You deserve someone who can give you all of themselves right now. Not someone who's still learning how to be a person again. But as long as you want me here, as long as having me around isn't hurting you, as long as my half-frozen heart isn't causing you pain, I'm so grateful for every single day I get to spend in this cabin with you. For every cup of soup and hot cocoa, every warm blanket, the fire. You know what's strange? Before I found you, I thought I was gonna die out there. Not physically, maybe. But something in me was dying. The part of me that believed in good things. The part of me that thought maybe I deserved softness and love and care. That part of me was almost gone. And you didn't just save me from the cold. You reminded me that that part still exists at all. I don't know what I would have done without you. I really don't. I don't know how I would have made it out of those woods. Maybe I wouldn't have. Maybe I would have just let the cold take me. But I didn't. Because you were there. Your light was there. Your warmth was there. And I can't say the words you probably want to hear right now. I can't promise you my heart when I can barely feel it myself still. But I can tell you this. You are the warmest place I've ever known. And even if I can't love you the way I want to yet, at least I'm starting to feel my heart beat through the ice. So thank you. Thank you for leaving your light on. For opening your door to me. For not asking anything of me except that I stay warm. Thank you for taking care of me through the hardest time of my life. You're my cabin in the woods. Hey guys, this is Lacey. Sorry to give you the most emotional story I've ever written. I'm expecting some comments probably telling me to buck up. Stop being so emo, Lacey. Anyway, sorry. This is something I wrote actually just before recording it. And it's early January right now, and this is actually me processing what happened last year. And I mean all of it. I kind of created this fictitious, person that's coming in to save me. I wish they were real. But really what they are, I think, is all the wonderful people in my life who've been really like this soft landing pad. And I am so sorry to talk about this hard stuff again. I feel like this broken record that's like, when is she gonna stop talking about her hard year? Um, I've been trying to, if you've noticed, I've been getting back to the fun everywhere, but sometimes you gotta process things you went through. Anyways, the listener in this story is kind of like an amalgam of like, my friends, my mom, you stud muffins, the people who've been the soft pad for me to land on. And, me talking about my heart being closed. It really is, you know what I mean? Like, and I think if somebody did, come along and want to love me, I don't, like, this is kind of really how I think I would react. It wasn't so much a romantic thing that I went through this past year, but it was just a scary, scary, scary thing that made me not trust people anymore. Some people that I really trusted more than anything in the world, and there are other factors involved. I won't get into it, but anyways, when you're just like so closed off and you're like, uh-oh, I don't think I can trust the world anymore, and I just want to like hide away in my little, recording cave in my bedroom. And oh, anyways, but I've cried to so many people since I've been home. My dear, dear friends, my mom, and therapists. And it was a realization I had the other day where I was like, I feel like with every cry, my heart thaws down a little bit. It's like you have to get through. You have to get through the tears, you know what I mean? Those tears, that's the ice melting a little bit, and it's just gonna maybe take some more cries. How many cries does it take to get to the center of Lacey's heart? I don't know. But and I was thinking about how all those good people really do. They feel like a cabin in the woods, like when you're so scared for so long. And then, like, these people come along and they're like, it's okay. Like, have some soup. Anyways, sorry, I'll stop. This is, like, way too much crying on an audio. Oh my god, you poor people having to listen to this. Okay, anyways, that's all I wanted to say about that. And, you guys are a huge part of it. Like, honestly, a lot of the listener is you. The kindness that you all leave me in comments, and, come in Discord and send me cute little cupcakes and muffins and cookies in the chat. And you guys make me laugh in my streams, and, things really are getting better. They really are. It's just, processing, processing what went on in 2025. So thank you for letting me have this thawing session. Thank you for letting my heart melt a little bit more. And don't worry, next audio will be back to fun and crazy and ridiculousness. But this was really important for me to share. I felt like it's my own therapy. Back to my own therapy. So anyways, if you're still listening at this point, you're amazing, or you're asleep. So thank you for listening to me blab about my stuff, and I will just say that I love you so much, and thank you for being a cabin in my scary woods. And I'm gonna give you the biggest squeeze ever. Thank you. Alright, I'll talk to you soon. Love you.